Hello, everyone, and welcome to Magical Me. I'm Jamie Mendez, spiritual intuitive and oracle, here with my weekly Moon Day message. This is going to be a message for the collective for the week of January 24th, 2022. So I'm going to just give it a moment and allow people to connect and make sure that all is well and good on the technical end of things. Hello, beautiful Eleanor. Welcome. How are you? Thank you for being here. Zoe, welcome. Thank you for being here. So those of you that are currently tuning in and able to hear this, could you just let me know how the sound quality is on your end? Can you hear it okay? Does it sound distant or echoey? Hello, Dawn. Welcome, lovely. Got some new icons down here that I've never seen before. Oh, awesome. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate that. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to share this really quickly then. Bear with me one moment. If it will load. So how's everybody been? It's been a couple of weeks since I've been here live. I've missed you all. Okay, let me just confirm that it did do what I told it to. Yep, it did. It worked. Wonderful. Hi, Maria. How are you? Thanks for being here. Happy Moon Day. So just give it another second. So I hope you've all been doing really well. Like I said, I know I haven't actually been live in probably 2 weeks now, 2 or 3 weeks. I can't even recall. That's how long it's been. So I am going to be doing something a little bit different today and from now on probably going forward. So I want to talk a little bit about that. For those of you who might be new to Moon Day and tuning in, welcome and thank you for being here. Every Monday I try to go live. If I'm not able to go live, then I will either post when it is going to be rescheduled, or I will instead share the cards actually in some way or another, whether it just be through a post, through a video, if I'm not able to go live. But every Monday I do try to go live to bring forward a message of guidance and insight for all of us. And this is really just giving us a really quick heads up for how to really move in divine flow with the energy that's going on for the week. So it's really giving us an overall, some insight into what we can expect or how we can best, again, embrace that energy to really allow us all to really open up to a more harmonious flow versus kind of blindly swimming against the current and really kind of struggling or creating some more challenges within our lives. So again, awareness is key, and it is an opportunity for us to really get ahead of something, if you will. So that's why I do these readings every week. These are not personalized individual readings. These are a generalized overview for the week for everyone and all those who find themselves here. Whether you're watching live, whether you're watching on the replay, you are here in exact divine timing. And there will always be a reason that you were drawn here. So this message that's coming forward will have something for you specifically and will resonate within your own life uniquely according to your own journey. Okay. With that said, I have decided to change things up a little bit. And I want to talk a little bit about why. So firstly, what I'm going to be changing up is I will still always do a really brief rundown of any news and announcements that might be going on here at Magical Me or at my sister business, Oracles of the Light. So whenever that comes, whenever there's anything to share, I will. At this moment in time, there's still really nothing to share or bring forward at the time regarding events or workshops. However, I'm going to be skipping also the energy or empathy forecast. I do want to work it back in somehow throughout the week. I just want to do it separately, if that makes sense, so I can focus a little bit more on what's going on in the energy forecast, and then I can always focus a little bit just specifically upon the oracle message. And mostly they do go hand in hand anyway, but I've been getting a lot of guidance to really reevaluate the way that I do things, the way that I've been doing things. There's a lot of changes happening, not just, energetically, but with that going on within the world even, it's really reflecting inward. And some of you may have been feeling that within your own lives. And I've talked for quite a few weeks, we've been really talking a lot about, lots of endings for new beginnings going on. And a lot of the planetary alignments have really been kind of ushering that ending for new beginnings in so that we can really transition into, again, a more elevated timeline for, what is the best possible path for us all. Also moving into that ascended age of Aquarius, So it's really about stepping up things. But with that said, things seem to be moving really fast. And I don't know about you, but I've also been feeling a lot more than usual, like time is really difficult to really kind of catch up with, if that makes sense. And now we know that time really is an illusion, but things, we're moving away from more of like time management than we are like priority management. And what I'm getting more and more guided to do is really reflect and reevaluate how I'm doing things and how I can most efficiently and effectively do those things. So, like I said, with the Moon Day messages going forward, I'm going to split up the the energy or the empathy forecast and the oracle reading. I'm going to kind of do those separately. Not 100% sure yet how I'm going to work the energy forecast in, so stay tuned for that. But it will happen in some way throughout the week. Also, the mudra. It's going to really depend upon time. If we go again with the time, right? It's really going to depend on how things are flowing that day for me as to whether or not I'll incorporate it into the Moon Day message or whether I'm just going to share that as a card pull and post it on the page for you all to work with. I really do love doing them with you all because there's a lot of people who are not familiar with mudras, and really helping people to, work with them, doing them together. I've always really loved that part of it. So I'm going to try to see how that goes. But like I said, there's a lot of changes happening within myself right now. I'm also really doing a lot of, kind of like moving things around because there's a lot of new things starting to happen. There's a lot of new information starting to come in, a lot of new kind of ideas, some projects starting to kind of unfold. And I really need to also make some room and make some time for all of those things to be able to integrate as well. So I can bring that forward and share with you all down the road as well. Hey, Jillian. Welcome, Goddess. Thanks for being here. Hope you're having a happy Moon Day. So that's something I think that for all of us is really something that we could reflect upon, is looking at how we do things and looking at how we can really best make the most of our energy and what we're putting our energy into. And if there are ways that we could more effectively do what we're doing, and not for nothing, guys, I appreciate you guys so much for being here with me every week for an hour strong. And I know, I recognize afterwards, I'm like, wow, I just talked for an hour straight, And while I love doing it, it feels so effortless, doing that with you guys and interacting all the time. I also recognize that it's not easy for people to be here for an hour straight. And yeah, there's a replay available, but even sometimes on a replay, I myself am guilty of, I want to watch a video that somebody I love put out, and the moment that I get more than, let's say, 15 minutes in, sometimes I start to get distracted, or I have other things that I have to do, so I can't sit down and watch it. I never get to come back to it. So I recognize that things are shifting. And yeah, time might be an illusion, but it is also speeding up. It's felt that way for quite a few years, actually. But this particular last, maybe 2 years since, I would say, 2020, things have been really rapidly progressing. And I almost feel like even when I take time out of the day for myself, which I am doing more and more, even when I take time out for myself, there's still always so many other things that have to get done. And it's a little overwhelming at times because it's like the entire day just flew completely by. So this is definitely big messages coming through from the universe, from our higher selves, to start to really reevaluate how we do things and to make changes that allow us to make the best use of our time and of our energy, and still effectively doing what it is that we love, but maybe just doing it in new, more dynamic, powerful ways, if that makes any sense to anybody. So I just want to make sure that everybody is still able to hear me okay. I know that sometimes these comments just, I don't know if they get delayed or something like that. So I just want to make sure that all is well, and that everybody is still with me and I didn't freeze or something. Okay. So if somebody could just shoot a comment or something so I know it's actually moving, because I haven't seen the thing. Ah, there we go. Awesome, Maria. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's another thing, with the lives, it's like, I love to do them as well, but sometimes it almost feels like maybe I should just do a video recording and share it, because, it's really, there's always, some sort of technical thing going on. There's always some sort of new update that's got to, be integrated. And I think that's a really big sign and message too, is that there's always some new update that has to be integrated. And we ourselves are going through so many light activations and light body upgrades. So it really does, it's, the energy is really there for us to kind of shift and shift up and kind of let go of what's not working. And so that's where I'm at. I'm really having to change the way that I'm doing things, and just really what's not working for me, and letting some things go so that I can really focus on what's important and really embrace the new. I am going to keep riding with these lives as long as I can, because the interaction with all of you is really important for me. I love that. I've never really been one of those people who likes to just talk at people and tell people things. I really love to get the whole come on, we're in this together. We do this together. So yeah, I love you guys. I appreciate you all being here. So that is that. So again, energy forecast, I'm going to shift to its own separate thing. I'm not 100% sure again how I'm going to do it, but stay tuned. Also, Oracle message will stay the same. And there will be some days where I can't go live, but I love the new trial that I just started out with, the video recordings for everybody when I can't go live. It takes me literally 5 minutes to just sit down, pull the cards for the week, and then just do a quick recording of, showing you what cards came up, and just do a really brief summary of what the messages are. It allows you So really just get what you need to get. That's most important for all of you. And it also allows you then to go move on about your day doing what you need to do, or even just taking more time even for yourselves. And that's what this is really about, as well as me being able to have more time for myself, as well as time to work on new things and still do what I need to do, as far as like, my clients and things like that go. So yeah, lots of restructuring happening. Oh, I love you, Maria. Jillian, your Wii video card is super cool. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's something I just wanted to kind of try out. I'm still playing around with different ways to do it. So that it's, again, really kind of quick, gives you what you need and just gives you that message or whatnot. So, but that's fun. I love that. I love being creative as well. So definitely messages all here for everybody is to really look into how you can really do things very differently, but also still tapping into different aspects of your potential that you may not even have realized were there, unless you had tried some new things. Okay. All right, so with that said, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to get into our weekly Oracle card message for all of us and really give us that heads up and insights so what we can, best work with. And then again, the mudra, I'm actually going to post that this week separately. All right, so I'll probably post that right after this is done. Post it to my page. And then if you ever have any questions about anything with the mudras, especially for anybody who might be new to Moon Day, not understanding how to work with them, you could always shoot me a message and I will absolutely answer when I can. You could also do a quick YouTube search for how to work with the mudra, because I know the 2D image is very limiting. So, always other options, okay? All right, everybody. So I am working with the Wild Wisdom of, maybe if I shouldn't box around, you can see it. Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. And really, really loving the magic of these cards. I mean, I've had these cards since they first came out many, many years ago. I'll not say how long ago that was, but I've had these cards since they first came out, and I just love them. Some of my favorite. All right. So I'm going to ask everybody to come into sacred space with me. Just going to close your eyes for a moment. If possible, safely, clearly. And just take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And release. Allowing your thoughts to just fall away. All stress, all worry, all tension in your body. Just allow it to fall away. All that matters is this moment. Take a nice deep breath in again. And release. Dropping your mind now into your heart space. And last time, nice deep breath in. And release. Just feeling yourself anchoring deep, deep, deep into the heart of Mother Earth. All right, everybody. Hello, beautiful Izzy. Welcome. Definitely going to catch back the replay. I did just go over a few announcements as to some changes that are going to be being made here for the Moon Day readings and what you can expect going forward. With that said, I am going to be doing a very brief Moon Day today. Okay? All right, so what guidance and insight comes forward for the collective for the week of January 24th, 2022, and what we all most need to know. Boom. You can't make it up. It's like, I am an oracle, everyone. The card is Fairy Tales, and it says letting go, detachment, moving on. There we go. Look at the beautiful card. I just love this. Definitely there's a little bit of a sadness, to this card for sure, because it's, changes can be tough, and It definitely feels, like I said, with everything that I just shared, that like I said, I am going through a whole lot of change and transformation. It's almost like a crash course in letting go is happening right now. And I didn't get to share this with everybody, so I'm going to go over the card then too, but it definitely applies to all of this. Um, Last week, my pet rabbit that has been one of my animal companions for the last 12 years passed away very suddenly and unexpectedly. He was always here in my Reiki room with me. So, you guys you never saw him, but he was always here with me. So he passed away, and, that was a process that I moved through and still moving through. But, I knew right then and there that that was a huge message within itself, just because what rabbits represent being, new opportunities, fertility, abundance, new beginnings. And so I recognized that it was the end of an era, really, for me. And then there's some other things that I have going on. My son is trying to start to make plans to move in a direction with his life that, he's my first baby. So it's been 23 almost years with him this way. So I've been blessed to have him with me for these 23 years here in my home. So now it's like a big transition starting to happen in that way. So there's another, it's like all within the same week or two where I'm like, oh my goodness, Spirit, slow it down. And it is, I feel like things are really speeding up, and it's really kind of asking us all to really learn the beauty of letting go. And thank you all. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. But it's scary for sure. It's heavy. It's sad. Absolutely. And it's okay for you to feel all those things. And the card itself, everybody, is a 19. So it's a 10. Tens do represent the arrival and the end of a journey. You've come to this place of, yes, it might be an ending, but at the same time, like, celebrate that, because, like, I had 12 good years with my rabbit. I had 23 blessed years, sometimes very stressful years with my oldest child. So, it's not goodbye. It's a new beginning and a new experience in a new embodiment for us all. So it can be very difficult to let things go, but that's part of the ebb and the flow. And that's part of the dance, that we are meant to surrender and allow that natural release to occur so that we can open ourselves up to higher embodiment. We can open ourselves up to the new abundance and prosperity and the new journey that wants to unfold. The 10 breaks down to be a number 1, so we all know that is rebirth. It's a new beginning. It's forward movement for us all. It is independence and individuality, where it's like my son, it's his independence, where he's kind of getting ready to step out onto his own path and embrace life now. And I could just only hope that I've taught him the best I could possibly have taught him about life, and prepared him the best I possibly can. So it's the same thing, for all of us, is that, we're ready. It's like we're ready to take our training wheels off and explore new territory, embarking upon new journeys. So again, it's okay to have emotions that go along with that are less than, again, just being all positivity and sunshine. It's okay to embrace what is activated or even triggered by these choices, decisions, or natural circumstances of things kind of falling away or out of alignment with us. It is okay to feel sad, to grieve, or even to feel, initially scared or angry. But as I always say, it's not okay to build a house there. It's important to feel them, move those emotions out of you, work with them. It's like, it's like when we're kind of like journeying on a ladder of ascension here. It's like you start out on that bottom step of the ladder, and when you're looking up, man, it could look like wow, it's really high up and I've got a long way to go and it's really scary. And that's how it feels with those I don't know if I should say the word lesser, denser emotions that come up to the surface, and we need to process those in order to fully release them. So what we do is we sit with them, we hold space with them. For me, for example, with my rabbit, I didn't even realize I was grieving as deeply as I was. I thought, okay, I got a handle on this. I was sad, absolutely. It was a huge shock, but after the first day or so, I thought I had a really good handle on it and I was okay. And then I suddenly kept realizing that I still hadn't cleaned out his cage and I still hadn't taken it out of my room. And every time I wanted to do that, I thought, well, you should probably do that. Every time I wanted to do that, I couldn't do it. I just didn't want to do it, but it was like there was no real reasoning. I wasn't like thinking about that. It just wasn't happening. And then finally I said to my husband, I think said something. He said, Jamie, I should probably get that out of that room for you and help you get that out of there. And I said, you know what? No, I don't want you to. I actually recognize that I'm still grieving and this is part of my grieving process. So I want you to leave it, you know. When he passed away, I didn't rush to take him out and bury him immediately. I held onto him. I stayed with him, and I just allowed even his soul to make the full transition. And I sat with him intuitively until it was time, when I knew it was time. So the energy of these emotions are like being there at the bottom of that ladder. Hello, beautiful Rosemaria. Welcome, gorgeous. Definitely want to catch back the beginning of the replay. There's some big changes going on with Moon Day. So, that'll be available there once the replay is available. So being at the bottom of that ladder is where the denser emotions come up, right? And we're looking up at that ladder. We have to take one step at a time. So when we take that step, we start to move our bodies energetically, metaphorically. We start to move one step at a time. And as we move, we start to move that energy through our physical body, through our emotional body, through our mental body, up, out, and through our spiritual light body, and moving everything. We're processing and we're moving the energy out of us. So that is so important. And never let anyone tell you otherwise, okay? It's important to move the energy out, to not hold on to it and keep it there. But there is due process, and every single one of us are different. There's no timeline, okay, for any of us. But it is important to get the energy out. So things that you could do are to dance. You don't have to know what you're doing. There is no style of dance that is better than others. You can just put that music on, leave your body, and just go into that space of rhythm and allow the rhythm to move you and give it all over in the dance. You can walk, you can run, you can jog, you can create art, move the energy out in some way. And this is important. This is a lot of what our culture and society lacks, is ways, proper ways to let go. And even if it's our decision, it's still okay to have feelings about those decisions to let go of things. The most important message here, though, is moving on, because it's what we are moving into. It's a graduation. It's time for us to learn new things. It's time for us to have new challenges. It's time for us to face new fears, and hopefully, they're not too crazy ones, but it's time for us to go through all of these new experiences and transitions, and it's time for us to attract new levels of joy, bliss, love, abundance, and prosperity. The time is now for us to live life like we mean it, to be authentically who we are. And so we've got to let go of everything that is inauthentically us. So that is the message for this week's Moon Day. So I am sending my love, my healing, my hugs to all of you as you go through your transitions this week and might have to make some difficult but necessary decisions and choices. And you're gonna shine. You're gonna shine in lieu of it all. All right. So I hope that resonates and makes sense as you move through the energies this week. I will say one thing because I cannot help myself when it comes to the planets and the energy alignments. Is we are moving into new moon, big new moon on is it February 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. So that'll be coming up next week. But today, Mars, I think, just did something with Capricorn, if I'm not mistaken, just moved into the energy of Capricorn. And so while it's a great energy there together, you know, I tend to feel Mars energy pretty strongly. It does feel like it's kind of like a move it and get it done type of thing. So it's like this shaking up of energy. Mars is a catalyst, pioneering energy. So that's exactly what's being facilitated, is this great catalyst for change and transformation, really kind of pushing us about just a little bit. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Again, I'm going to post the mudra to my page, so it'll be there available for all of you. Thank you for your continued love, your continued support. And again, if you want to ever book a personal reading or healing session with me, I'm always available for that as well. Just shoot me a private message. So much love to you all this week. Thank you, Maria. Love you. Bye, Lynette.